All right, show me the money. NFL picks for week 16 are here. Just a couple weeks left in the regular season. Join me today to do our picks for the third to last week of the season, the final week before Christmas. My good buddy Kevin Lillis with us back with us. Kevin, how are you?
Mike, good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Unfortunately, I see for the YouTube viewers, Kevin's got his Henrik Lundqvist jersey on. Our Rangers are just gone in the tank.
Capo Cago off to Seattle.
Yeah,
God damn it.
for Truba
What is
Light.
going on?
It's a disaster. This team was won the President's Trophy, get 2 games from the Cup final, 12-4-1 to start the year, and now they're basically done.
Yep. And that's it. I'm afraid I don't know what's going to happen these next coming weeks, but I don't think I'm going to like any of it, and I really don't like the idea of Sean Avery off on the horizon.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
God knows what's going to happen.
not good. Our football team stinks, but at least we got Juan Soto.
At least we do have Juan Soto. It may have cost us $750,000, but we do have him.
3/4 of a billion, 3/4 of a million. I think any of us would have done that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Honest to God, I can't believe that it was actually pulled off.
Yep. I mean, at least we still got the good vibes from last year.
Oh yeah, we're still riding off those vibes from last year.
Yeah, so that's always fun with the Mets situation here. But our football team, you admittedly told me off the air, like you have not watched the games since the preseason. You made a wise decision, it seems like.
Yeah, well, I listen. I went to a preseason game earlier on this year, and it was my first Jet game in probably, geez, I'd say probably 6, 7 years. I'd say the last time I was with you, it was like probably a Monday night game. I think me and you went to.
Yeah.
God, Mike, that was better part of almost 10 years ago, I'd say.
Yep.
And listen, I wasn't listen. You get what you get when you go to a preseason game. The tickets were free. I had a good time, and they did win. And my girlfriend, that was her first football game, so she got to experience a Jet game for her first time, albeit a preseason game. But yeah, ever since then, I said to her, "Listen, don't get your hopes up about any of this." And she got a free T-shirt, so
Yeah.
more than any other people get when they go to Jet games.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them Sunday. They played the Jags in a game that is his typical Jets. Also, like in a year where they're terrible and their draft is going to be improved with a loss, they find a way to win the game. And like anybody, I don't think this is a blessing in disguise. They're not going to just like shove a quarterback pick in with where they're going to end up, but like still not ideal. You're trying to build more talent base here to like winning these kinds of games.
Yeah, listen, the team itself, to be fair to, I know this is probably going to just delve into an Aaron Rodgers conversation and how good he looked on that game, but at the same time, there's a lot of other moving pieces in this. Um, I don't know. I mean, we'll jump into it a little bit more, but when you don't have an offensive line and you have a quarterback that's a little bit in his own conspiratorial mindset. I don't know. It doesn't make for a winning team, but then all of a sudden they pull something like this out, and then you're wondering, do we really need to win right now? If we lose, what are we losing for? Are we losing for a quarterback in this next draft class? I don't know, but yeah, I don't know.
I will say though, in regards to the line, there was this Tyron Smith went in IR. They've actually played pretty well. Fashanu's looked good. And like 4 of the 5 guys are young and performing well. So that is at least a positive that like even as he got kicked out the door, Joe Douglas finally got the offensive line mostly right.
Yeah, for the most part, he did. I mean, listen. A lot could be said about Joe Douglas. A lot could be said about his choices of who he's picked up throughout his tenure here at the Jets. I don't think he's an awful GM, but at the same time, listen, I'm tired at this point. I'm tired of this revolving door of GMs, of coaches, of quarterbacks, of wide receiver, like everybody. I just want an organization that has a GM that's able to be there day in day out, oversee all the football activities, have a coach who's absolutely dedicated to the game. Not to say that these guys aren't, but um, I'm just I'm beat down at this point, Mike.
Yeah, you're not the only one here. And obviously, with the coach gone early, the GM gone a few weeks ago, the one man stay from that trio left is Aaron Rodgers. And he's played pretty well down the last couple of games. He's got 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. He threw for over 300 yards in think week 14 for the first time since 2021. I know there's talk going on here of seeing him play a little better, Devontae Adams, him clicking, saying, oh, is it so bad an idea if he comes back next year? The line's better. He's looked better coming off, like further removed from the injury. I How do you feel about this? Because obviously there are cap ramifications if he stays or if he goes. So like, are you in the mindset, like new coaching direction here, you can get more out of these guys and give it one more shot, or are you just ready to just rip the band-aid off and move on?
I don't know. I mean, you're ripping the band-aid off for what? Like, what free agents would be there? I mean, Sam Darnold isn't coming back.
Nope.
I mean, if are you going to pick up a rookie? What are you going to do with him? Is he going to sit there under Aaron Rodgers' tutelage for a year? And like, who is it going to be? Like, we're not going to get a Cam Ward. Do we really want to, lose for what's his Dion Shadur? Like, do we really want to deal with that? That media chaos that's probably going to come about that from that. I honest to God, I'm really at a crossroads here at the point where there's no other option but to keep him at this point. And listen, next year, if he stays on, you either find someone else that's available. I don't want to say Justin Fields because he's another disaster that I think would. I don't think it would pan out. I really wanted Derek Carr 2 years ago before we got Aaron Rodgers. I thought that would have been a better idea for us anyway. But honest to God, Mike, I honestly don't know if there is an answer to it. I hear on the radio guys saying, everyone calling in keep Aaron Rodgers. Other people are saying, get rid of him. But at the same time, like we're literally just talking about a conversation about chalking up that next season is going to be a loss,
Yeah. Yeah, I think
whether Rodgers is there or not. So
Yeah, I think to me, the key to the whole conversation is like Garrett Wilson, because obviously he's coming up to close time for an extension. There have been rumors going around today from Rich Samini saying that Garrett Wilson asked for a trade. Like, I think if Rodgers is here and that keeps Garrett Wilson happy, you do it. Because I think the most
yeah,
important thing they can do is finally get Garrett Wilson signed an extension, because like he's the one offensive weapon on this core you really want to have going long term. And like, if going to Tyrod Taylor, for instance, says Garrett Wilson's to the exits, I don't want that.
yeah, you have to keep the oh, you have to keep someone that is an attractive target for other people from other teams. Meaning, like if Garrett Wilson is there, like other guys are going to see him playing there, and they'd probably want to play with him. So we got to keep the talent here that we know are talented and that will be here for a long time. Aaron Rodgers is in his 40s. Like we're really not going to get much more out of him the next, say, 3 years, even at that, 2 years, even at that. Like it was years ago where people, when we signed Aaron Rodgers, it kind of gave me that like Brett Favre feeling that we managed to sign on another veteran
Yeah.
and with the experience who's won Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers, a great athletic prowess. Everyone's saying, well, maybe we catch something like a Tom Brady here in these years. But Tom Brady, like he was from an organization that from top to bottom was just absolutely regimented in building a proper football organization. And at this point, the New York Jets are not an organization from the top all the way to the bottom of a winning franchise. And it's just like I've gotten to this point now, Mike, where it's about time that the Johnsons sell the team.
I mean, I think you're not gonna get much argument from Jet fans here at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not going to happen
it
because the
will not.
team, the brand is valued in the billions. It's not going to happen, not probably in our lifetime. But in order for things to go forward, in order for us to actually be a winning franchise, we need to change everything.
Yeah, the whole culture needs to change here, and it makes you wonder here. This game against the Rams on Sunday here, like Week 16, they're home, they're slight underdogs. Like you wonder here, like do they care enough to try and play spoiler with the Rams? Do you look at Rodgers here and say he played a better defense than Jacksonville? Can you build on this? I think if you're actually going to tune into this game, what are you trying to watch for?
It's going to be a shootout, honestly. You never know. It's like it's one of those games where the Jets can surprise you, and all of a sudden you see a playoff type team hitting in their stride, making the passes, making the runs, making the stops. And that's when you fall into the trap that you're seeing a team that, oh, we could have this next year.
Yeah.
You have to have that every game next year. You can't just have it in this 1 week
Yeah. Well,
because
once
it's
the
going to be
pressure.
the same conversation next year, whether we're playing any other team at this point with this record. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And he needs to actually show up when the lights are on, not when the pressure's off.
exactly. You have to be there every single day. Every single inch matters on every game. It's I, I'm disillusioned at this point, Mike. I'm not getting my hopes up about wins or losses anymore. I've become numb to this
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah. It's like you and I are kind of the same mindset. It's like, you know what? Show me you're serious, then I'll take you seriously again.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. All right. We'll
Get
see.
off the ayahuasca.
Yeah. We'll see if there's. I think they're just. There's a chance he might have more ayahuasca, though. We did hear Aaron Rodgers today, sort of, do his usual, like, I'm open to coming back. I might take a pay cut. I got to take some time to think about it here. So you're going through the whole rigmarole with, like, we'll see who they hire, what they want, Rodgers. This is going to be like a situation that goes until March for sure.
Yeah, and that personality, he's gonna have a say in every single hire. Like he's just because that's his personality. And listen, there's no fault in it. Like he's marketing himself too at the same time. It's his own brand. It's a different world now, but he's going to want to hire the people that he feels he will do best with. And it's up to Woody Johnson and the rest of the family to figure out whether they want him involved in all these conversations.
Yeah. Are you speaking of his brand? You're gonna watch the documentary. It's coming like he has on Netflix now.
Who's that? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Rodgers has a docu-series on Netflix now.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. I haven't watched it yet. I actually re-signed up to Netflix recently,
Yeah.
but
So
I'll have to check that out.
yeah, it's on my list. I'll check it out because I'm just curious
Yeah,
what comes out of his brain on the Netflix screen.
it was actually produced by Aaron Rodgers himself, or he had like a part in it.
It's about him. It's a 3 episode docuseries called Aaron Rodgers Enigma.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I'll
Yeah.
have to see what that's all about. At least I'll give him that. He is entertaining. I will give him that. He was very good on Hard Knocks.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, I'd rather he wins games than entertain me.
Yeah. We'll see if he can do either of those things next year. But we'll get to the pick was the reason why you're here. Our buddy Justin Diaz is here last week. He went 1-2 on the week. He had the 49ers on Thursday night laying the 2.5 against the Rams. They lost an ugly game there. He had the Browns getting 4 against the Chiefs, but James wasn't through 4 picks, and that sort of ended that one here. He was right on the Eagles, though, laying the 5.5. They blew the Steelers out. So 1-2 for Justin last week.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mike, have you done like an overall wins loss on all your guests?
On all the guests, no.
I would love to see that. I would love to see who's like top five.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do that in the offseason, but right now,
Yeah.
yeah, my picks the last week I was also 1-2. My one win was the Vikings on Monday night, laying the 6.5. They blew the Bears out of the building. I had a hunch on the Titans getting the 5. Will Levis ruined that for me, so lost there. I backed the Panthers as favorites. That did not work out well either. So 1-2 for me last week.
All right.
So on the year, the Challenger 23-22. I'm 25, 19-1. The push came all the way back in week 1 from the Colts. I've been carrying that tie the whole season.
Damn.
All right, so now we get to the fun part here, which is the picks. And Kevin, as the guest, you may go first. Where are you gonna go with pick number 1?
My first pick is going to be the Lions over the Bears this Sunday. The Lions are an 11-game win streak. Excuse me. The Lions had an 11-game win streak snapped by the Bills. I was watching that game on Sunday. I was actually rooting for the Lions there because I thought they were going to make a comeback until that onside kick kind of dashed their hopes there at the end seconds. But I can only imagine that like Jared Goff is just a man out for blood because to like throw what was it like 40 of 59 passes or something and then score 5 touchdowns like and lose, that's a terrible way to lose that game. The Bears are not good. I don't the Lions are gonna beat the Bears. So give me the Lions over the Bears.
Yeah, I love that pick too. It's a rough spot for the Bears, who have not been the same since the Hail Mary play. I think they've on an 8-game losing streak since that game here. And coming off a loss, the Lions need this win to stay in the pace for home field throughout the playoffs here. This might be a spot where they just like run away and hide early and just step on the Bears' necks and don't let them get back up.
Yep, exactly. Just get out there, run early and often, score early and often, and just put them away.
All right, so where are you going to pick two?
Pick two. I'm going with the Vikings over Seattle -3.5. The Vikings are well. Both teams were on a little bit of a win streak, but Seattle actually now suffering the loss of a former Jet quarterback, Geno Smith. I don't think he's playing on Sunday. I think he has a knee injury. But I would say that I would pick the Vikings over the Seahawks because also another former Jets quarterback, Sam Darnold, is playing an unbelievable year this year, and I'm really happy for him. To be honest, I really hope he does really well there in Minnesota. But I'm gonna pick Minnesota over Seattle.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bad sign for Seattle the way they played on Sunday night against Green Bay. They were outclassed every way. Now you got Geno either playing hurt or you're playing the backup in the game, Sam Howell, which is not a great look as Brian Flores led defense who will give them things they've never seen before, and it'll be not pretty for them, even with the home field.
Yeah.
All right, we're going with your final pick of the week.
The last pick is Buccaneers against the Dallas Cowboys -4. The Bucks, another former Jets coach, Todd Bowles, and his stellar running defense that he has in Tampa. They've got to come into a little bit of a groove in themselves. They're pretty a strong team right now, the Buccaneers. So I would pick them over Dallas, which as bad as it is being a Jets fan, being a Dallas Cowboys fan right now has got to be just utter pain from giving Dak Prescott all that money to Ezekiel Elliott just falling off the face of the earth, even though Dallas's run game has improved over the past few weeks. I'm still going to pick the Buccaneers over Dallas -4.
Yeah, Tampa's probably the hottest team in the league right now. We know Daniel Stars, they have wins over both the Eagles and the Lions, the NFC, which is a pretty scary thing here. And Dallas underrated factor here, 1-6 at home this season. The one win came against the Giants, so not very good defending AT&T Stadium in 2024.
Yeah, not good at all.
All right, so your picks are on the board here. I'm up now. Your pick one. I'm going to go to Saturday. I'm going to take the Chiefs laying the 3.5 against the Texans in Houston here. I feel good about the reports on Mahomes. Sounds like he's going to give it a go. And this is a low number. I know the Chiefs don't cover very much. They've won in weird ways, but this to me is an anti-Texan pick. I don't think the Texans are very good. I think they're the beneficiaries of a very bad division. CJ Stroud has not taken the big leap we thought after his strong rookie performance last season. And Houston at home, I don't love this spot here. I think there's a lot of Chiefs fans in the building. I feel like Kansas City knows that we just got to get 2 wins in our last 3. We give Patrick Mahomes extra rest with the ankle injury. I think they take care of business here. I will play the 3.5 with the Chiefs. I feel they're going to find a gear here that Houston doesn't match.
That's a good pick, Mike. That's a solid pick.
All right, that's pick number 1. Pick number 2. I'm going to go lay the big wood with the Bills laying 14 points against the Patriots in the 425 window here. And this is a situation. The Patriots stink. They are not good. They have really, given us moments with Drake May, but their line is terrible. The Bills are steamrolling people. Their defense is going to blow the Patriots out of the water here. And again, they need to win to keep pace here. This game is at home, which is also terrifying for if you're a Patriot backer here. 14's a lot, but I think the Bills win by at least 3 touchdowns. So give me the Buffalo here, pick 2.
Nice. Yeah, they're going to crush them. They're going to absolutely crush them. That Bills team is just unbelievable right now. And I think we're going to see them in the Super Bowl.
All right. That's pick 2. Pick 3. I'm going to take the 49ers, a 1-point dog in Miami on Sunday afternoon. And I don't know if you heard about the Devondre Campbell situation where he, did not go into the game on Thursday night when Dre Greenlaw was coming off the situation. You hear about all that?
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
You listen to some of the things coming out of that room. These guys are fired up by that situation. I think they have a lot of pride. I think they are going to Go down Miami. Miami is a fraudulent team. They never beat anybody who's actually good. They are what do you call cupcake merchants is the way I would describe it here. Even though the 49ers are not the same team they are, they're still a good football team. They're talented. They're going to go on the road here. They may not be out of this, but I think they have more pride than the Dolphins do here. So I will take the point with the 49ers. They're going to win this game outright. So give me San Francisco, my last pick of the week.
All right, good pick. You really don't like McDaniel, do you?
Oh, they are fraudulent. All right. So to reset the picks for the week, Kevin has gone with the Vikings laying 3.5 against Seattle against the Seahawks. The Lions laying 6.5 against the Bears in Chicago, and the Bucks laying 4 in Dallas Sunday Night Football. My picks: the Kansas City Chiefs laying 3.5 against the Houston Texans on Saturday afternoon. The 49ers getting a point in Miami against the Dolphins, and the Bills laying the 14 against the Patriots at home. Those are your picks for week 16 here on the podcast. And coming up next week here, we're going to be joined by my friend Nick Frietta, one of the co-hosts of the Sky Guys podcast. We're going to do our NFL picks on the holiday special. So he's the guest there.
All right, I give Nick my best. I love that kid.
Yeah, and like we thought we had it bad. The Giants look like they're going to the number one pick in the draft and have a chance to become the first team in NFL history to go 0-9 home.
Can you imagine? Jesus.
Yeah. There is a great tweet I had to send. I'm going to share on the screen in terms of the Giants situation that I think this is hilarious. I saw this year. You know, the Giants have not won a home game since week 18 of last year when they beat the Eagles.
Since last year of week 18 was the last time they won a home game?
Yes, and I'm going to share a great tweet. This is a list of teams that have won a game at MetLife Stadium more recent than the Giants on the YouTube. See this here. The Devils and the Rangers from the NHL Stadium Series, Argentina twice, Uruguay, Barcelona, the Vikings, Cowboys, Bengals, Eagles, Commanders, Saints, Bucks, Ravens, Jets twice, Broncos, Bills, Colts, and Seahawks have all won at MetLife Stadium more
I
recently.
had no idea it was that bad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Can you send that to me? I need to send that to 1 or 2 or 10 people.
I will get that to you off the air. All right, Kevin. Thanks for all the time. I really appreciate it. People want to follow you on social media. How can they do that?
Listen, I'm just on Instagram right now, Castro Photo. You can get me there. Take pictures, hang out. You know what it is. Everybody knows me, so just reach out.